Professor Wole Soyinka, are you going to ever stop writing?
You know, I've said enough is enough so many times. I wasn't expecting to write this, for instance, but events and things accumulated in my mind, and then I managed to find some space where I could tackle peace of mind away from the environment which produced it. And so the book came out. So your question is a very important one. I would rather be doing very often many other things far more pleasurable than writing, because writing is not the most pleasurable of activities. So very often it's anguish, very often. But in the end, you've sort of purged yourself of accumulated debris. And that, at least, is something which one should continue doing for as long as one is capable of it.
Absolutely. Well, if you ask me, what I took away from that session was what you said about the proliferation of the internet, especially by Nigerians. Why do you feel so strongly about that?
I feel strongly. I see everything of value being debased. Values which I grew up with as a child, and that includes language, by the way, the use of language, appropriate language. When I see a space being infested, the communication space, infested by people of a lower intelligence, integrity, sense of concern, of involvement, than existed in the print media. Because always remember that this internet is nothing novel about it. It's enhancement of something you've always been doing before. It's an enhancement of the print medium. And there is a more critical approach to the print medium. The editor sits down, even letters to the editor goes, that particular through vetting processes. But now you can have any kind of pig from the gutter who simply because he's got a paw and can therefore put that paw in dirt, in filth, and then imprint it on the nearest surface. That is what internet has become. And having known better from childhood, all the way through my development, it's abysmal. It's an abysmal stage of one's compelled existence to have to confront things like that. I don't read, but I read things because things are sent to me that link. People always say, you need to see this. You think you've seen the worst, but take a look at this one, this mod. This is what happens these days. And something drastic has to be done about it. And the publishing enterprise has a role to play in this, a huge role to play in this. Maybe we even have to organize a real week-long, month-long seminar across the African continent. So let the garbage at least come from elsewhere. Why should it be coming from my own society? A society that has produced engineers, doctors, valued all over the world. Go to the Arab world, you see Nigerian doctors everywhere. Go to production places, construction sites, go to NASA. You will see Nigerians there. And yet some garbage, simply because they have access, are now fouling up the total productivity, the complex and ennobling productivity of my society. It burns me up. And I hope I never meet any of them responsible in a dark alley. And I was showing that I can be younger than the 90 years of age.
I'm sure you can always be younger. Professor Wole Soyinka, thank you so much for talking to me.
You're welcome.
So you do strongly believe in the regulation of the internet, do you?
Well, you've asked, you see, that's a very, very large question. Regulation. Before I would rather discuss, say, theoretically, if you're going to regulate, who regulates it? How does it go about? Does the regulation begin from education, new education? Do we include teaching from the level of primary schools? Because even children now, they speak a language which I don't understand, internet language. Watch them at work there. I'm like an illiterate, and I would never compete with them with that. So maybe we now have to totally revise our educational system to take in this new monster, which, however, is a valuable contribution to the entire human enterprise. So when you talk about regulation, I want us to be very careful there. I don't want some dictator like this last one attempted to do, wake up and say that I'm banning Facebook. Idiot. You just wake up and say you're banning Facebook. That's nonsense. No. Do something constructive, methodical, structured about it, including making the criminals understand that they deserve to be somewhere else.
Right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Such a huge honor to be in your presence, sir.